Welcome everybody to my channel. This is Nairi and I just want to show you some kits that I've made. Some of them have been on Etsy for a bit, but they're fairly new really, so I want to show you those, and then we're going to get on to a masterboard collage which is layered, multi-layered, and going to be great for ephemera. So first of all, this is the bluebell kit, so let me just make sure that I'm not overlapping with the other one, because I actually sent this one off to the printer, but now I've got an eco printer which I'm really excited about. Don't think I've got the settings right on the printer, so you'll see what I mean. I've printed out the others, you'll see what I mean. Sorry for faffing around here. So I did think that I'd possibly do the bluebell one next for a journal, but I'm not sure. You'll see what I mean. I love them all. So alright, we've got cats in this one. Okay, let's get cracking. So you'll see that you've got a full kit, so you can fold pages over in half. Some of them are full pages of print, so here we go. So that one, some cats going on. I've got a little bit of fussy cut. I'm just getting my head around producing fussy cut. I don't find that easy. Some things that could be used for cards or the front cover of the journal. More fussy cuts, little cards or tags. Then we've got a print. We've got another one that folds down into pages. So I'll put the link to this on my Etsy shop in the description below. There is a bit of a sale on at the moment. There's another print with cottages in. Another print. So you could cut this down and make journaling cards and tags with it, or you could fold it to be part of the journal pages still, even though there's not a half fold there. This is obviously more of a half fold job. I love that one with the cottages, it's really pretty. And we've got more florals here, and then we've got like a traditional bluebell fairy, so that could go on the front of a journal or be a page. Double pages again. Then we've got these beautiful images. I don't know how I'm going to use them because that's too big to put on the front of a journal, but I'm sure I'll come up with a great idea. Aren't they lovely? She's so beautiful, and she's my favourite. She really is. And I think we're nearly there. More journaling cards. There we go. More little cats. Oh, we're not nearly there yet. Smaller journaling cards or tags. And then we've got some bird ones to fold in half. Actually, remember, this is a very big kit, so we're not quite there yet. Fold in half again. And these are for much smaller traditional size tags again. I've been practicing trying to do these. I don't find them that easy to work out. Some bigger tags. Got some bees and stuff on there. Got butterflies in this kit. You've got kind of bluebells, cottages, butterflies, bees, cats, beautiful fairies. You've got a little bit of everything. So it's almost like you could probably do more than one journal out of this. You could go down one theme with it, like the more butterfly themes, or you could go down the cats. You know, they're pretty, aren't they? Back to butterflies. Sorry, I didn't sort this out before I showed it to you. So it's a big kit. I think it was 37 pages. And you know, when you look at it, even if it wasn't in the sale, I still think it's really good value for money. You wouldn't have to get another kit. I'm pretty sure you can see you wouldn't need to. And there's some trees. Okay, so that's that. So that's called Bluebell Woods. Let me just move that to one side. And then, not long after I made that one, I made this pale blue papers kit, and I think there's 19 or 20 pages, I can't remember exactly, but this could go with any kit where you're using blues, so it could go with that kit. And I almost thought that what I could do is I could back some of my tags with this, or I could double, because that's single-sided printing, so I could kind of back the white with this if I didn't want a coffee dye. Okay, so these are I think these are really pretty, and I'm thinking of doing something similar for like pinks, not light pinks, you know, pinks. It's a ledger paper style there, lace, and different colours. I'm thinking of producing these pails, background papers, in pale colours, different colours. So I really like these actually. These came out really well. And to be honest, much easier than producing the kit with trying to get all the shapes on the papers. This was fun. I didn't have to work too hard for it, and I love it. So that's the background papers, blues. I think it might be called blue wallpapers or blue background papers, something like that. That's cheaper than the kit because one, there's less pages, and two, it was less involved for me. Then you'll see what I mean when I say I think I don't have my printer quite correct. So there's quite a big border on this. Now I'm pretty sure, I can't say hand on heart, but I'm pretty sure that you won't get this problem when you print. It's just that I've got this problem on my printer. Yeah, so I think it's probably me not setting up the printer correctly. People have had this kit and they've not complained about it, so I'm just thinking it's me. Okay, so we start off with some really gorgeous mermaids. This kit is, I think about 20 pages, and not as big as the Bluebell kit. I do really like it, and it makes it very hard for me to decide what journal I'm going to do next, everybody, because I like them. Obviously I made them, and yeah, got some mermaids in here. We've got the odd pirate, the odd turtle, got a little bit of everything going on again. Got some whales. These are lovely images. They just look very old, don't they? Vintagey. And then we've got a very handsome captain. I thought I'd put some black and whites in there. Some nice mixed images here for journaling cards. Smaller tag square images. Lots of different things on there. I do like adding in these black and whites because I think that gives that an older look, doesn't it, and style. Sorry, I'm trying to go a bit quicker than I am. I've had 2 interruptions already with my husband trying to get out the door. I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. So there's treasure chests there, compasses and things, maps, and very handsome underwater character. Don't know who he is. You can have your own name for him. Dolphins, starfish, mermaids, and then we've got next kit. I was like, whoa, what's that got to do with under the sea? Nothing at all. That's because it's Peter Rabbit, so we're on to Peter Rabbit. So as I say, all of these are on my Etsy, Old Cottage Junk, it's the same name. Right, so we've got some Peter Rabbit and friends, shall we say. So tags, same problem with the printer. I don't think when you print out there'll be this massive border on there. Well, I hope not anyway. These are kind of more like postcard size. Then we've got a whole sheet that could be made into belly bands or cut out for different things. This could be folded in half or again used for different ephemera. And he's just gorgeous. He's full size. I don't know how you would use him, but I just couldn't resist doing some full size images. And then this is more obviously for folding in half. So we've got the badger. I'm sorry, but I can't seem to move this as quick as what I'd like. Something representing Squirrel Nutkin. Can I fold them in half? And then you have Benjamin Bunny. Another fold in half, Peter Rabbit on, and some greenery. Similar, all slightly different. And then we've got something more for tags again with some veg. I thought that was nice to throw in. Got a lovely owl image there. Definitely for folding. And then a nice little print with lots of rabbits on. One more with the burrow on it. Just making sure you can see everything. And then we've got the mama. And then we've got the lovely fox. You can't do it without the fox, can you? You've got the fox and then you've got the badger, okay? Smaller kit, but very lovely. I've actually got a Peter Rabbit children's book, which I'm going to use as ephemera alongside this, but it's still a pretty comprehensive kit, to be fair, isn't it? So there we go. That is the kits that I wanted to show you, and now we're going to get on with making this masterboard. So let me show you what I've done for these already. I'm very proud of these because it was an idea I didn't even know whether it would work or not, but I just really have enjoyed doing this. So let me just make sure that you're always going to be able to see the whole sheet when we're collaging. There, that's nice. Okay, so hopefully you can see these good enough, but what they are is like scraps on the bottom mainly, and then there's some fabrics, some snippets, some stickers. It's just a little bit of everything. So I've used loads of stuff that I don't want on here, and then I've topped it with things that make it look pretty, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do one of these in a minute. So these are all the ones that I've made, and then I am hoping to make it into ephemera, and I'll probably use a different sheet for different types of ephemera. So one might be a belly band sheet, one might be a pocket sheet. That's what I'm hoping. So I think there's no harm in having another one. So just talk you through just roughly the things that I know work better. What I know works better is thin scrapbook paper, all right? It could be thin any paper, because for these I've covered the print because it wasn't a print I particularly liked, and I've got white on the back, so I'm going to need to coffee dye that. For the next one, I'm not going to cover the print, I'm going to cover the white, and then I'm going to leave this on the other side, because I'm thinking these could become coin pockets, so the inside doesn't have to be white, it could have a print on it. So I'm going to do it slightly differently, but it's thin, okay? The reason why it's thin is because if you want to fold it into some sort of ephemera, you know, fold it up in any way, you probably still can, but it's thick enough that you probably don't need to put any backing on it. That was a long explanation for something very simple, I know. And then I'm just using stick glue, so that's all you need is some stick glue for most of it. When it comes to the bits of fabric, I've got a better glue, I've got the art glitter glue. I'm not inking because I can ink afterward, so I haven't inked any of those. They can be inked when I make the ephemera. Alright, so let's get cracking. So I've got my scrap bag here, and then I'll get chatting to you, and hopefully we can enjoy a relaxing crafting session together, and hopefully you'll be crafting along with me. Okay, you'll see it's pretty random, so I won't need to think about it. In fact, I don't think about it, because thinking about it means you don't layer randomly, which you need to. Colours, everything needs to be pretty random, which suits me just fine, I say. Just a little piece of drawn on paper there. I'll get a few things out at once, because then we do actually make a bit more progress. I'm going to split that. I'll get chatting to you in a minute about my life falling apart. That sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But at the moment it is falling apart a little bit. I'll put that on there. That's lots of blues, so we don't want to keep going on lots of blues, because we're not trying to colour swatch, not at all. Okay, right. Yeah, so my son, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. Okay, if you're old, you know this already, but I have 5 adult children, but I've got 2 adopted sons that were very neglected, and they do both have developmental issues. Okay, so I'll just put it that way. Now, we've had a lot of problems with school, for the older son particularly. So you see what I'm doing is I am overlapping a little bit. Now you might say, well, I don't want to overlap the nice bits, but because we're going to be layering little labels on top of this and stickers, you don't really home in on any of the nice bits. They just get muddled up with all the horrible bits. So he's at home at the moment. We've thought about withdrawing him from school many times, but he hasn't wanted to. He's wanted to stay with his friends, which I get. He's in mainstream, what we call mainstream, but he is assessed that he could have been in a school for like additional needs, but he stayed in mainstream. But unfortunately, to cut a long story short, his mental health is absolutely rock bottom and seriously bad. So we are trying to get support for him as quickly as we possibly can. We don't intend to send him back to school. He's in like the first year of exams, which he wouldn't have been getting through anyway. He wouldn't have made it through any of those exams anyway. So it's not like he now won't come out with anything, but he would have. That's not how it is. Let me find my scissors. You can see some nice little bits there. So he wouldn't have got the exams anyway, but lots of things came out really quickly. He's the one that wouldn't share anyway. Even if you asked him something direct, he probably wouldn't. But lots of things have now come out, serious things. And so he's at home. We hope that if he, you know, his health improves, that in September we can get him into... No, guys. Why would that not work? That's what I want to know. I've got that special metal cap on there. I lost the pin, so maybe that's why the glue's not coming out. Somebody can tell me if they know. So yeah, we are trying to get him some help as quick as possible. It's quite big. I don't want anything too big on there, although it will make it quicker for us, but that's not what we're doing. We're not trying to make it quick, we're trying to make it intriguing. So we're going to hopefully get him a year early into like an outdoorsy college. I didn't need to use glitter glue for that one, did I? But that's September, so between now and September he'll be at home, and we'll just be trying to boost his confidence and his mental health. But in the meantime, of course, we've had to try and make lots of phone calls. So in between showing you those 3 kits or 4 kits, I had about, my husband come in about 4 times, bless him, because I phoned the doctor and said, what do I do? And he said, you need to make this referral. And I said, are you sure that I can make a referral without you making a referral? And he said, yeah, I'll send you the link. Well, 20 minutes later, he's ringing my phone. I'm not on my phone, I'm in here. And he's wrong, which I knew he was, but you can't tell a doctor they're wrong, can you? He needs to make the referral, so that's what's happening, so that's good. Ooh, sticky. So as you can see, I'm making a bit of a fluff up here. I've got a piece of paper underneath that I'm just using as a guide for you to see and somewhere nice to stick on, and I'm about to stick that white piece of paper onto that piece of paper. So now we're going to concentrate for a bit. When I'm doing it, I don't repeat the colours too much, but it's okay to do it a couple of times. So I don't try and use the same pieces of types of paper, I try to vary it. So that's some music paper. I'm so happy it's got rid of so many of my scraps. That's why I'm calling it a scrap buster. I literally had bags and bags like this because I'd had 3 journals I'd made and I hadn't really got rid of any of the leftover scraps. So I had one like from my Parisian journal, I had some from oh my goodness, I can't even remember, a botanical one, and they were just all piling up, and I thought, what am I going to do with all this? Don't want to throw it out, but it's getting out of hand. So I just decided to collage, and I just kept going with it, and it came out I was really happy with it. It's the sort of thing that you can do as well, I think, without really concentrating, but you can relax with it. So I'll try not to waffle on the whole time that I'm doing this, because you might want to relax. So I'm going to say it's been very stressful, and my life isn't falling apart, but I feel like his is. Now that could be really nice to go on top. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side. And I feel like I failed him because he's always had issues, but I just wish I'd known earlier, you know. That's what you feel like as a mum, don't you? You feel like you failed when things go really badly wrong. I mean, we hopefully get the help now, but Just think, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's hard. The boys have had such a hard start that you just want everything to be all right for them. Okay, so let's move away from that sad subject, shall we? What else can I say? One thing that's really sweet that's come out of it is our Labrador, we don't normally let him upstairs, but we've let him upstairs to sleep on the bed with him, with my son. We do have another adopted son, so we've got to be careful we don't spoil, but it's made a big difference to him, so that's really nice. Let's put some doily down here. There we go. I do have lots of bags of cut up little bits of fabric, which I definitely am not going to be able to use on these, but that might have to be another scrapbuster challenge to use up mini bits of fabric, perhaps. Don't know what we would do with it, but I think it would be quite hard to do a whole masterboard with fabric in some ways. Quite hard to cut up afterward, but it's a possibility, I suppose. It's building up quite quick, isn't it? I think. So my vintage journal is still for sale, which is stressing me out a little bit, but I do think it will go. It's just that I like them to go before I start another one. I don't like having them hanging around. It gives me confidence to move on to the next one. And I know lots of people that do journals would have loads of journals for sale at one time, but I don't really like that feeling of that happening. And I don't particularly want the journals hanging around here either. So we'll see how long it takes. I think my last one went really quickly because Jodie, you were on it. The one before that took, I want to say, about 10 days to sell, and that wasn't a particular contact from the channel or anywhere. It literally was someone who wanted it as a Christmas present for someone, so that was reassuring that it was kind of a cold sale on Etsy. I think it's always reassuring when you think that it's not just people that champion you, that love what you do, but people that don't know you as well, so that was reassuring. So I do think it will, but as I say, I don't like having lots of journals there needing to be sold, you know. Now I could put that one on. I'm tempted to put this on. Yes. It's not so much a scrap, but it kind of is, because I use these in a different journal and then I'm not using them at the minute, so I know it's not exactly a scrap, but it's a leftover. I'm going to tear that down. As you can see, like, I'm literally using completely eclectic choices here, and I find that works best. Makes it a lot more interesting. Have a red. This is quite thick, so I try not to use really thick stuff, but sometimes if I want to increase my colour choices I will, but I try not to. What else we got? That's quite nice. That's nice. It's all nice, isn't it? Oh, we've got a bird. Now that's a completely different colour. Throw that one in. That on that. Put some of the other bits back that I've already kind of used. Yeah. So I didn't sleep a wink. Well, I say I didn't sleep a wink. I think I slept about 3 hours last night worrying about this. I probably will sleep better tonight now that we've managed to contact someone, but right, I did say I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, didn't I? Right, crafting. What have I been watching? I have been watching Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. I particularly like watching her simple ideas that she does when she does her mass making. Not from the point of view that I like mass making, because I don't like doing that assembly style personally, but the ideas that she has I think are really accessible to any crafter. I think the last one I've just watched, I didn't watch it all the way through, so I'll go back and watch, was she called them matchbox envelopes, I think, but it was really simple but really effective. I thought, you know, it came out really well. So I've been watching her. I do keep track of Tracy J Designs, she's a much smaller YouTuber, but I just kind of like her. I think I just like her sort of personality. Donna, my friend Donna, has got me into Camellia Craft Designs, somebody called Julie. I don't think she's brought out much recently, but what I did watch I enjoyed. She's got a certain style, I'd say, slightly different from mine, but interesting, and I quite like watching those different styles happen. Let's put that one there. Scrapbooking with me, again another one Donna put me on to. Completely different style from any of those other two. Again, like watching it because it's different design, styles. I can't think of anyone. I mean, I have watched more than that, but I can't actually think of them off the top of my head. Now this is going to be nice to overlap. Look, it's going to bring out some brightness to it, although it's 2 layers, so let's make sure that's stuck down. I'll probably put something on the edge of that, like stickers, to hold it there in a minute. But it doesn't matter if things don't entirely stick down, because we can use our sort of stickers like this over the top to hold them. I think we can have this again. This was one of my drawings that I printed out hoping it to be like ephemera, but I copied it wrongly, so it came up a bit blurry. So yeah, but it's nice because it's black and white, so it's adding something different again. It's not attractive, but it's different. Okay, I've got some like doll things, stickers, not stickers, which are black and white, which we'll add in at the end. What have we got here? This is nice and bright, this one. And that's nice and dull. There we go. Sorry if I'm breathing a bit heavily here. I have just stopped for a big pasty. If you don't know what a pasty is, it's very Cornish. I live in Cornwall in England, and a pasty is traditionally what the miners used to take down the mines. Obviously they don't do that now. And it's got pastry on the outside, and then normally meat, potato and vegetable filling, but you can get different flavours, and they're very bad for you. That's the main thing I'm going to say. What I want to say about this, they're very bad for you, but they're really delicious. So I've just had a pasty for lunch, which means the diet has just gone out the window today, and I think that's the trouble with stress, isn't it? If you're anything like me, when I'm stressed, when I'm in sort of deep sorrow, then I don't eat very much, but when I'm stressed, now what's nice there, that's at the top layer. Yeah, when I'm stressed, then I eat, and I quite like savoury stuff, and that fits the bill. I think we're coming on okay here. This will build up quicker than you think, so if you're doing one with me, I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you can see how eclectic it really is. Like, there's no real kind of need to worry about what you're putting on, just use your scraps. it's going to be nice to have labels and words and stuff to go on the top, but it's not necessary because when you make your ephemera, of course, you can do that anyway. But I am going to be doing that today, sort of finishing it and making it look pretty. I think I have some book page somewhere. I have some book page. Got another bag of stuff here. Let me just have a quick look, because that's going to have different stuff in it. Oh yeah. I thought I'd seen some book page roaming around, but it was a different bag. That's nice, we've got some different stuff there. Not that we don't have enough stuff, because we do. We do. That's the thing about junk journaling, isn't it? It's quite a messy activity, and you do end up with bits that you know you don't want to get rid of, but you don't really know what you're going to do with it. And the first junk journal I ever did for sale, shall we say, was an eclectic, kind of loosely themed botanical one. So it was almost like I could put anything in it. But then since then I've done more themed type ones. You can't then just put anything in them, can you? You can, but you're trying to build a look and a theme, so it's not quite so straightforward to do that. Albeit these masterboards are going to be lending themselves to being eclectic kind of items, aren't they? Put a nice bit of lace in there. I mean, I'm doing 12 by 12 here, but if you found it was a bit, I'm just checking you can see okay. If you found that was a bit overwhelming and too much to start off with, then you could do a much smaller one, couldn't you? You know, get thinner scrapbook paper, or even paper, to be fair. I'd say even copier paper, you probably could manage to do this. It might be a little bit more tricky, but yeah. You don't have to go for doing something this big if you don't want to. And hopefully in subsequent videos I'm going to be able to show you what we can make with them, and that will be fun. I think bending them might be a bit tricky. I might have a little bit of cracking on the edges, so it may be that I can only do tags and journaling cards and belly bands, and that actually, you know, folding it is going to be harder and not as easy to do. But we'll see what we can come up with and see how it goes. It's a very dark day today. I'm trying to keep the light going, but it is dark today. I can see some different bits in here now, and I couldn't see them earlier. Different types of things. So how are you guys? Are you doing okay? We have moved out of a freezing cold situation to a storm, which we had yesterday and the day before. Quite a nasty storm. We have like 3 weather warnings in this country. It's either a yellow, an amber or a red. And I'm sure if you're used to more like hurricane weather, you wouldn't think much of our storms, but for us it was quite bad because we had an amber, so kind of didn't do much in those couple of days. Let's go a bit shorter there. And now today is just overcast. Should we have some of that? I know that's not a scrap, but I feel like I might need a couple of different things going on here. Overcast and rainy today, and that will frustrate my husband no end because he loves getting outside and doing a little bit of gardening, and even though my son's not loving the idea, we did think, well, that's going to be something nice to get him outside and, you know, getting some fresh air. So when the nicer weather comes, I think that's going to be good for everybody, really. I feel like I need the variety here. I don't want to be repeating things too much. See what we've got here. I mean, this is nice for a top one, so let's not do that yet. If you could see the space I'm working in, you would smile how small it is. So I used to have a small room just to myself, which was almost too small for a bedroom. I used to have my little office in there. Then sort of grandchildren got to the age of they could stay over, and because I'm not an amazing sleeper, I don't like to keep disturbing my husband, really. People go, oh, that's nice. Well, it's not. It's selfish because it means he can get up with the kids and I'm not doing too good. So we then kind of put bunk beds in there. Put that one there. And made it into a little place that either the grandkids could stay or, you know, basically it was a spare bedroom. So that was nice. So we did that. So I moved out into like a garden room. It was never designed as a proper outdoor space for working in, so it's not insulated, but good condition, nice size, definitely somewhere that I could get my craft room out there. It was really nice, really nice. Then it got quite cold, but that wasn't too bad. I was, you know, managing that, had my little heater and everything, and that was all right. I'm gonna get this little animal in here. So I had some shop items out there. I really want to get that giraffe, and it's a bit big. But let's do it anyway. So I had everything out there, and there was plenty of space. I even had my sewing machine. But then my slip disc happened, and I found bending out there, the cold, blah blah blah. The sewing machine was a definite no-no. That's nice, that side. It's a bit thick, but we'll do it anyway. I had to change tack and bring stuff in. So to start with, I brought it onto the kitchen table and thought, that's fine, I don't mind moving things, but over the Christmas period that was just literally impossible to get anything done, and I like to get videos up fairly regular. I don't really want to have massive gaps. It's alright every now and again to have a break, but I really wasn't able to get anything done. I think that will stick with that. That's cute, isn't it? Got some depth going in some places, like maybe there. You see what I mean? I'm just going to overlap. I'm not going to think about what it's covering. I'm just going to do it where I think it looks nice. And we can actually get a sticker on just for good measure. So I then have this little, it's like a tiny dressing table desk with a drawer, and that's where I am. And it actually works okay. That's the right way around, Larry. It's very tiny, but I think in some ways that means I have to keep everything contained, so that's okay. The issue is the way the dressing table is made, there's no edge on it to actually attach a camera. So I've got this, it's one of those. No. So I've actually got a step ladder with the arm attachment for a camera attached to the top of the kind of handle of the step ladder. And I did say to my husband, I have no problem with that, it seems to be working fine, but I'm not sure if I'm here long term in this room whether it's a good idea, because in some ways it's not completely fixed, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so then I've started to bring more stuff in and look at storage, and I have been looking at what people do for storage, and I found the clear acrylic tubs are my best. I love them because you can see what's in them, and I've cleared out some of my sort of makeup that I no longer use. So I don't really wear makeup very much anymore, just kept the bits I really like, and started to clear a few drawers out where I can put these little acrylic boxes, and then just have a quick look inside to see what's what. I don't want you to be out of focus, but I need to get to the top here, don't I? I'm going to use some vellum. So literally use anything at all. The more eclectic, the better the result, I think. More book page. If I'm honest as well, the smaller the bits, the better it looks, but obviously the longer it takes. So sometimes you might want to rush it on by adding some bigger bits in. Yeah, so I'm gradually bringing in the stuff that I feel like I really need for crafting and making journals and things, but there is still quite a lot outside, I would say, especially the bigger materials and stuff that take bigger storage. I've left that in this garden room, so I don't think I can bring everything in. So that's my story of my 360-degree craft room experience. Having my own little space, having a big space, and back to a ridiculously small space, but very warm and cozy, and keeps my mess to a certain extent in order. Although I'm not sure that's ever really humanly possible when it comes to me, if I'm honest with you. Right, this lace is nice, but it's almost an overlapper. So let's go on the side here. I never got this art glitter glue on Amazon to start with. I couldn't see it anywhere, but now that I've got it, I can see what the rave is about. I do really like it. The reason why it's not necessarily the best sticking glue. I think I can't remember what it was called that was better, but it doesn't smell horrible, and some of the others do. They're really strong. I feel like they're getting down the back of your throat, you know. So, and also I think it's quite easy just to use a small amount so you don't get through it silly quick. So yeah, I do like it. How are we doing? I'm gonna get that one on in a minute, but I don't know where. Probably there, say. And I'll have that one and that one. I stuck to my fingers. Just get some of these bits away, because otherwise we've got the giraffe, haven't we? Otherwise I'm just going to end up going around in circles with stuff that I don't want to put on there. So let me get these away. Got a pale pink, which is very boring, but can go on. And we've got 2 lots of scissors. Don't really need to do. And I've got a hair stuck to me. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. Right. I really wondered if I was actually going to get in here at all, because we're keeping an eye on my son. But no, he is 14, so he needs to be doing some stuff, which he's more than capable of. Like, he's down there doing some baking at the moment, and it's almost better if he is responsible for that, because then he has to focus on it, and then when he needs me or my husband, we can do other things. So I'm going to go and see my mum in a minute and explain everything that's going on. I've been letting each one of the family know what's going on, because to be honest, not so much me, but my husband's really intelligent, and a lot of my kids are, and so taking, you know, a child out of school is something that would be pretty alien in our family. We're not known for homeschooling, probably the opposite, so it's all a bit odd, you know, for people to get their heads around, so it's best they understand the story. I've come back to the subject again, haven't I? It's obviously on my mind. Right, that's pretty, isn't it? Let's get another bit of that somewhere. That's not stuck down properly, but let's get a bit of that in. Yeah, so I'm thinking that this stuff would be good as belly bands with some lace behind it. Tags is an obvious one, but I don't know. Do you want to see tags made? And then I can put some ephemera on top of the tags. I do have a sticker book that I made when I was decorative planning with my art in it. And I did wonder whether some of those stickers, maybe not all of them, might look nice on top of ephemera. Because some of them are like, I've done it again, I don't need this glue. They're animal, some of them are animal images and nature, and I think if I ink them up they might look quite good. Now this is silly putting this on, if I'm honest, but I can't cut a giraffe in half, can I? So I think I might just be being a little bit ambitious about putting this on. How would it look if it was there? There. Do you know what, being me and being pretty cantankerous, I'm going to do it, but it's not, I wouldn't suggest you put something this big on. It's going to be a slightly overlapper as well, it's not going to be a base. So you can, alright, I'm showing you can, but it's probably not the best idea because you're covering up so much of your collage while you're doing it, but I can't resist it, so it's going on, okay? Because that's me, once I have an idea I've got to try it out. Alright, a little bit cray cray, but the glitter glue is sticking on just fine. I've got a bone folder thing somewhere, I don't know where it is, I just have to do it this way. Sometimes you do need to squish things down a bit and know that it's down. Okay, back to some basic simple papers, Nairi. Stop making this hard for yourself. We're getting there though, we've almost done the first layer, and the next bit is the real fun bit, where you can add on random labels and words and stickers and just overlay, and it just comes out so nice. I think so, anyway. For you, you might find it a little bit random, but I like it. Just grab, these are some nice small bits, look. That might help us with this giraffe situation. We had some small bits on there. What have we been watching on telly? Well, not a lot actually. That's nice. Let's put a tree next to it, that could work well. I've watched Pole Dark before, but I didn't watch it all the way through the first time, and I haven't watched it for a long time. So Pole Dark is set in Cornwall, if you don't know, and I'm watching that, so I'm watching a bit of that here and there. Watching something called The Quartet, which is about a retirement home for, oh that's lovely, for musical people. It's funny in places, but it's a bit slow. It's got Bill Connolly in it, he's funny, but I'm finding it a bit slow. So I'm dipping in and out of that really. And then just watching my favourite YouTubers in between. And what would be lovely for me, because we've got my son at home during the day, is if I could craft in the evening, but the issue with that is the light. To be honest, that's the issue today as well, but at least I have some natural light. I have to chop his top off in a minute there. So yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that. When you go into your edit, you can adjust lighting on your film. You just go in and adjust the brightness, so you can do something with it, and you can also change like the temperature. So if it's a bit yellowy, which it is today, I'll just put the temperature down to slightly cooler. So you can do it, but I feel like it's never as good as when you manage to get really good natural light happening. That's the best case scenario. But sometimes the best case scenario just can't happen, can it? Oh, I don't know what that is, but it's nice and powerful. We'll do it anyway because it's different, and it picks up a bit on that giraffe as being quite powerful as well. So we're doing good. I think my camera's going to hold out long enough. I made sure we were charged up. I made sure we had room. I made sure everything I needed to. You get through quite a lot of glue. I mean, I wouldn't say a whole glue stick for one, but maybe, I think I've got through 2 glue sticks and I'm on my 6th sheet. So you do get through quite a lot of glue. So make sure you've got lots available, and make sure your glue stick is a decent brand that you know is going to actually stick, because otherwise you're going to go back over it 100 times and it's going to make it very, very frustrating for you. Now let's get some doily here, just soften that giraffe up a little bit. I'm going to actually use this hot glitter glue there. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe the woodlands. Now I know I've overlapped that, but that's okay. This is what I'm saying to you. It's all right to do that. You need to break things up. What was I saying? I've totally covered up the music paper, but hey ho, we'll have to add it in somewhere else. I don't know where it is now anyway. Yeah. We'll put some music paper down the side. That'd be nice. Thinking of doing the Bluebell Woods, but I do like all of the others I've shown you. So I'm actually using the art glitter glue because I'm going to be going over some materials there. Yeah, I like them all. So I think Donna had suggested Bluebell Woods. I know Jodie, you probably like the sea one, and I'll do too. Just don't know whether to do that perhaps closer to the nice weather, but honestly I don't think it really matters. So let me know in the comments if you had a particular favourite. I know the Bluebell Woods is the bigger kit anyway. If I do the Bluebell Woods, I'm going to be doing quite a big journal with that one. If I did one of the others, I think I could probably do a smaller journal, less pages perhaps. So let me see, let's clear up a minute. I feel like we've done the first layer, but I've got bits, gubbins here, haven't I? We don't want to be stuck down to here, which I'm sure we partly are. Right, let me just shake off this, because I can see we've got loads of bits on there. That didn't happen. Okay, so we've got the first layer, and there might be edges that I need to stick down, but I can do that at the very end once I see, you know, what everything else is covered, sort of thing. Right, now comes the fun bit. Okay, so we've got things to re-stick down here, I see, but right, let's make sure we do it now, but then we've got the fun bit to go on top. So just make sure these bits, I don't think that, maybe that bit wasn't stuck down originally, perhaps that's why it doesn't look like it's stuck down. Okay, so there are little bits sticking up here and there, but we're going to be able to use some of these stickers to help us to get things down. So start with this big fern. So this is a washi sticker, which you can see I'm clearly having problems with getting up because of my nails, but my nails are, because of falsies, aren't they? They don't get the grip the same. Okay, so where should we put this one? Put this one here. See, that's a lovely effect already, isn't it? Let's get another green one on. This is, I think this is another washi one. Kind of broke a bit off there, but never mind, won't matter. Put that on there. There, that's nice, isn't it? And we've got some label tags. Doesn't matter if it's a see-through label or a thick label. I think the see-through ones work quite well, to be honest. And let's have a white one. Got to go and see my mum in a minute. I think my son's finished his cooking, so I'll be coming back to do this. You won't obviously realise that, but it does take a while to do, doesn't it? I'm sure you can see that it does. I've got these, which are from another kit of mine actually. I've forgotten they were. I think it's called Vintage Blossoms or something. But this makes like a nice little label shape. We can put that anywhere we like, so go here. I'm just going to keep layering. It's surprising how much you need to get on for it to make a difference. We have some just bigger die cut stickers, which you wouldn't normally associate with doing this sort of thing, but I think it could look good here and there, so let's get one on there. I probably would ink that one after the event, you know, and that's had to go on with glitter glue because there's too many layers for it to go on otherwise. We've got some words. Some of these are silly words and I'm never going to put them on, but because they're pink, quite nice. So let's have celebrate. We're not going to have flirt. We could, but we're not. And treasured. These scattered around do look really good, but any colours will do, won't they? Or any types of words or numbers, anything like that. I mean, you can add that on once you make your ephemera as well, so you don't need loads of this, you know, but just a bit here and there. Lots of these are not very good. Let's just do love. And angelic beauty, a bit odd, but it's fine. Most of those others are like pure Valentine's-y ones, but I'm kind of not using it for that, so to get on and use them, hey? I'm going to use the better glue just to get these on. So let's have one down here, a bit of a longer one. Let's have one here. And let's have one there. And I don't know, one here. Okay. Now when I'm looking across this page, I'm thinking we don't have a lot of depth of colour here and there and everywhere. So these will add, you know, they're just really probably cheap random stickers, but they're going to add a pop of red, and that really helps sometimes. Can't explain to you why, but it's your eye tends to go to red, so it pulls you into different parts on the sheet, which I think works really well. I hope you can see all right, guys, because I've had to, when I came back to filming, I had to sort of move the camera around a bit. Some mushrooms, some shrooms, and I think we can probably have another big, see what we've got here though, because that's the sort of fit with. I'm going to say that could go there, but we can't get away with too many of those bigger things because it just covers up too much of the collage, but every now and again it makes it pop. So those are nice. Right, got some more muted ones here. Now obviously I realise this is not scraps that I'm using now, but this, so you wouldn't have to do this, but this really does make it, I think. I had some people as well laying around, I don't know what I've done with them now. I know they're here somewhere. So black and white's good. Again, stands out. So you want things now that they almost stand out on the back of the collage. Now you want them to be the focal point, and you find your eye sort of running across the whole page, and then having these little focal points is really nice. Come on, butterfly, up you come. These are a bit easier to do. My actual real nails are so rubbish, and it's not because I've had falsies, they just always have been. So my only treat, because I don't dye my hair anymore in grey, is going to have my hair done. Not my hair, sorry, my nails. So, but they are more difficult to craft with, everybody. So if you are thinking of doing it, just bear that in mind. So I'm going to put this lady on, as serious as she is. She's going to come up really easily. Now where can we put her? Anywhere we like, but not covering the writing. So let's put her there. I've got another one. I'm going to go off and see my mum with my son and then come back and finish this off. Hopefully it won't be dark when I'm back here, because that's the issue with not finishing this, is the other son coming back from school and everything. He'll be in and out to see me 100 times, I can assure you. I still think that we can add more, so I think we can add labels. And I have these. Not that. Some things on here, look. And I just wanted some normal labels, so where are they? Got this wording, I'm not sure about that. Just looking for some normal labels, guys. Where have I done with them? Right, back from my mum's, and now we're on the last little bits I want to do. So I've got lots of different wording and stuff to go on, and some little tiny fabric-y bits. So it's really lovely to see Mum. We enjoyed a cup of coffee together, and she was really sweet with my son. So she's always been very helpful with the adopted boys, as she has with my other children as well. So it was really nice to see her, and he seemed quite chirpy actually when we went down there. Right, so we're just getting these last bits on now that really make it pop. And it's going to seem random where I'm putting things, but sometimes you see stuff coming through different stuff. So even if it's big like this, we can make it kind of work. So that's going up there. Hopefully you can see okay. And what else we've got? We have got some of these little flowers, which are nice because they're red. So fabric-y embellishments. And put one there on the giraffe. And it was nice when I stopped to go down to see Mum's, because I had a little sort out and thought, right, okay, what are the last things that are going to go on here, rather than scrabbling through the same old stuff. I needed to pull out my, what I call more my embellishment type stuff. I've got this here, which is quite big, but where can that go? Maybe there. So I'm using the art glitter glue now, because the stuff that goes on top will struggle a little bit. Got some ribbony tape stuff, so we can have a little bit of that there. Doesn't matter if it's upside down, just pop it on anyhow. I've got some different coloured writing, using that to help me stick down the fabrics. And another one of these. Now what's good about this is it's completely different colours from what I've got on here already, so it's just adding something different onto it. I do have some blue ribbon somewhere, but I think we are getting to the point where there's quite a bit going on, isn't there? Let's get this rabbit on, because it's nice and dull, and the colour is different again. Let's get this one on. I've got some gingham ribbon laying around somewhere. I've got a thinner one and a thicker one. I can see the thicker one, so we'll see if that works, but it may not. Okay, so where's this going to go? I'm going to have something at the side, maybe there. That's going to help stick down some random loose bits going on. That's nice. And I've got this again. I don't know, maybe there? I'll be cutting around the edge as well. Right, what else have we got? It's got pencils in it. A bit odd, isn't it? But it actually works really well, so that one's going to go on. I don't think these are stickers, but if they are, I'm not going to put them on as that. I'm going to actually use this stuff. Like that. Okay, that pops nicely, doesn't it? I feel like life's too short to kind of wrestle with stickers, so let's not bother with that one. I'm going to go back to these because they are quite dull. Yeah, that's nice. Hold that one on. And that's different. And that's quite different. That's a bit big, but it could go there. Let's get those on. These are easy to peel off. Normally easy to peel off. Today, not so. That one on. I hope everybody's doing good and that you've enjoyed this, and if you've not ever found me before, then it'd be lovely to have you join my growing community, and also check out my Ko-fi, which is linked in the description, and my Etsy as well if you're interested. Right, I just feel like I do want to make sure that these reds are included because they're little, so whereas we popped on quite a lot of big stuff. Right, how do we think we're doing with this? I mean, I feel like we are pretty much there really. I don't know about that one, it's a bit chunky, isn't it? I'm thinking no to that one. I'm going to cut round it and then have a look at it and see if I want any more tiny things on there. Sorry, these stickers are driving me bonkers really, aren't they? I'm going to say not too close to that one. It does get a little bit harder when you're sort of, I'm probably overthinking this one, whereas I'll put that right near that one, which is a bit of a mistake, but probably when I was doing it on my own I didn't think about it at all, I just slapped it on, and that's probably the best way, was not to think at all, honestly and truthfully. I know that I do have these little bits here and I think these could be good because they are definitely see-through and they can stick things down. I feel like possibly greenery we're a bit short on. Greenery does make a really lovely effect, I think, but I don't see any sort of nearby at the minute. Oh, this is nice. Big red poppy. Oh no, it's not a poppy. What is it? Don't know what that is, but it's nice. When I'm doing my crafting myself, I do quite like the longer videos because I'll often craft along to it. I think it's quite a nice thing to do, isn't it? Now, see, this is where I'm overthinking it. Just gonna go there. There we go. Right. If we've got any loose ends, we're just gonna tie them in. Like so. Make sure we're stuck down because I don't want to go back and do that later. Because when I come to it, I'm going to be bending this around and cutting it up for ephemera, aren't I? So I don't really want to be re-sticking down like major bits. I'm just going to go around and do that now with the stronger glue so we don't have anything to worry about. Possibly these die cuts are a little bit on the thick side, but they have a nice effect, don't they? Okay, let's cut around. Put away from this back one. I didn't put that much lace on this one or that much ribbon, but that is a nice possibility, like something like this. In fact, now that I've said it, it's got to be done. It just adds a different texture and look. So I just pop them anywhere really, because it can see straight through that. So, and this glue is going to dry clear as well, isn't it? Well, I don't know if you realise that, but it does. So just put a couple of those on. Put that one up that way. I've had so many breaks in this video to go off and do things that I have no idea how long it is at the moment until I edit out everything. So I just hope it's not about 5 hours long, guys, because you may be snoring away now thinking, I don't really want to come back and watch this woman because I fall asleep with the length of the video. I do think that's quite sweet though. Let's put that on there. Doesn't stick that easily though, this type of ribbon. It's like an organza ribbon, isn't it? It seems to be quite resistant to the glue, I think, but it will go on. Right. Down you go, everybody. Down you go. Okay, that's definitely got enough layers on it now, and it's up to you how far you go. You can keep layering to your heart's content. To be honest, the more layers and the more bits, the more fascinating it is when it's finished, but you have to call it a day at some point, don't you? So now on the other side, we can see what we need to cut. Finish off the job properly, seeing we've come this far. So there we are, there we have the multi-layered scrapbusting masterboard, and I'll see you on my next videos for turning this into something special. Thank you.